up, guys? Once again, my name is Nick Pell, coming to you, as always, from my dorm. And today's book is Life of Galileo. This is the edition that I read it out of. This edition has it in a play format, which is very different and interesting. So yeah, the book itself is about 109 pages, and let's begin. Alright, characters. First off is the title character, Galileo Galilei. Most people know him for his theory of saying that the Earth revolves around the Sun, as we all know it does, and his controversy with the Church in that aspect. Second, we got Andrea, who's actually a guy, so you do not confuse that, and he is Galileo's assistant. When the play starts out, we see Andrea as a small child. And then eventually, towards the end of the book, he becomes a man. And his mother works as a servant to Galileo, and which allows him to be able to be there and work with Galileo. And he's very curious about Galileo's work, and loves to assist Galileo in any way that he can. Alright, so third, we have Mrs. Sardi. Mrs. Sardi, as I said, is the servant to Galileo and also Andrea's mother. And she's very loyal to Galileo in that during, I believe, about a fourth of the way through the book, a version of the Black Plague hits, and she stays behind because Galileo will not leave. Fourth up, we have Virginia. She is Galileo's daughter, and does not really like to get involved in his work, but she's very religious in her beliefs, and often, like Emma Darwin, in Darwin, His Daughter in Human Evolution, she is kind of against his work, but will support it nonetheless. And lastly, we have Pope Urban VIII. This character here primarily shows up in his Pope form about 3/4 of the way into the book. He was originally Galileo's student, which is kind of interesting. And he believes that under some regulation, Galileo's ideas are not harmful at all to the people or the church itself. So yeah, that's the characters, or at least the primary ones. Next up we have the plot. The plot spans about 30 years or so, give or take, in the life of Galileo. It begins with telling how Galileo kind of developed his own telescope and came up with his idea for the Earth revolving around the Sun and whatnot, with the help of Andrea and other assistants. And it goes through his forbiddance by the Church to practice these experiments, and eventually his being granted to be able to do it again, and then eventually, if you know the history of Galileo, he is forced to recant his ideas. And the story is told, like I said, in a play format, with 15 scenes total, or you can just call them chapters. Themes, two basic themes. You got science versus religion, in which you got Galileo back in the science, and you got the church back in the religion. At this time, which is about the 1400s, many people did not think that these two entities could merge peacefully, and because the church was supposedly all-knowing. That brings me to the second theme, which is truth. And it's basically an all-around search for truth. Galileo's searching for the truth, the church claims it has the truth, and so it's kind of interesting to see those themes play out. Lastly, we have enjoyment. I very much enjoyed reading this book. I had to read it for my honors class, my honors 130 class, Liberating Letters. The story covers the history of Galileo from about where he begins to be significant in history up until about the end of his life. The characters are all very important to the overall story, and it's very interesting to watch their reactions as Galileo introduces new ideas. Themes are important as well, because some of them are still relevant to things that we go through today and deal with today. So, yeah, overall, I would recommend it if you're into history of the medieval period, if you are a fan of Galileo, or, I guess, space in some aspects, or you just want to learn about Galileo. So, yeah, as always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, my name is still Nick Pell, and as always, keep on reading. I will not bow. I will not